Welcome back. We're the Bourbon Junkies. He's Dan, I'm Sean, and
this morning and this evening,
we got that 3C thick.
Got that thick boy whiskey.
Tire thick. Well,
synthetic cork life. That's a synthetic cork life. Listen.
Roll it.
All right, so, as we said, I literally snatched that hair out of the air.
I don't like the color on the bottle.
You don't like the red glass?
Yeah.
You're just immediately criticizing?
Yeah, I have to.
Okay.
It's a sandwich, right? Criticize, compliment,
No, it's supposed to be the opposite. You're supposed to compliment, criticize, compliment. Compliment sandwich. It's like an ice cream sandwich, but with compliments, it feels way shittier. So anyways, this is Brendan Schaub's whiskey. Sir Brendan Schaub used to be a UFC fighter. Now is a stand-up comedian, podcaster.
Mostly.
Whiskey
internet
guy.
Personality.
Yeah, internet person. I don't know. He has a million jobs, but
So he took some American bourbon and mixed it with some Japanese whiskey.
MGP.
Yeah, it's American bourbon.
Yeah, it is. But it's MGP. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I learned that.
When did you learn that?
When I read the back.
Okay. I didn't know that either. I was like, wait, how'd you learn that?
Okay, I'm going to be honest, transparency.
We bought this. We did not get it sent or anything, so we bought this to review it.
This is MGP light whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Wait, doesn't it say bourbon? It says straight bourbon.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Corn. I guess technically corn. That could be corn.
I mean, that
depends on the entry proof, doesn't it?
Yeah. Entry proof is what would make
it's MGP whiskey that's the mash bills on it. The transparency is actually impressive.
Yeah.
Didn't expect the transparency on the back of her like that.
Yeah, so we have 99% corn whiskey matured in American oak barrels.
Yeah.
Japanese whiskey. So it's 80-20, 20% is Japanese whiskey. We got 55% grain. It doesn't say the grain. And then 45% malted barley. Matured in Mizunara oak barrels.
Yeah. It's like a single grain scotch.
Yeah.
Like it's the same idea with Japanese.
Yeah, but if it's not, it's 55% grain, 45%, so it's not a single malt.
Right, it'd be blended.
Yeah.
That'd be considered blended. So it's just like scotch, Japanese whiskey, but it's blended, blended scotch is mixed with bourbon.
It is very citrusy.
I wanted to try it because, listen, I actually like Japanese whiskey. Yeah. I love Hibiki Harmony a lot.
Not blind.
You don't. I did.
You did not. I did not like it.
I did. You did not.
Knowing what it is, I do like Japanese whiskey. Whiskey. The Nika coffee grain, one of my favorites.
We both love
the coffee grain's fantastic. Yeah. That is a morning whiskey if it ever existed. This is super citrusy.
Right it is. Me. And this is, as far as I know, I don't know of any other American, let's call it bourbon for the sake of conversation. I don't know any bourbon mixed with Japanese whiskey, period.
Legion is the Japanese influence on whiskey. When it first came out, I thought it was
I did too.
This.
It's not.
I thought it was Japanese whiskey that was blended with American bourbon.
It's not.
And that is just in the Japanese style is how they phrase it.
It's just American whiskey.
This is actually Japanese whiskey mixed with American bourbon.
I'm going to be honest.
Nose?
I'm a big fan of black and gold. So I do like the front label. It's 48% ABV, which, you know what? Don't hate that. What's that, 96? Nailed it. It smells,
malty.
It doesn't, the weird thing is it doesn't smell like bourbon.
And that's only 20% too.
Doesn't smell like, but Japanese is so far from bourbon that.
It's true.
It's like a standout.
Yeah, but it's 80-20, so I'd figure the influence would be so much less than what it is. It brings that, like, the single malt style, like the oiliness that you get through there. It rolls around very, very light. It's spicy in the end, though.
That actually like has a finish and shit on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually, you could convince me that is from a distillery in Tennessee that runs a high malted barley.
Okay.
Blind. You could convince me of that.
Oh, you think so?
The spice is still there, which I didn't expect at all, because Japanese whiskey is so soft and delicate and sweet generally. But the bourbon is leaving the spice. I'm assuming the bourbon's doing that.
Coming back to it after drinking it and then re-smelling it, there's like a wafer cookie in there for me.
Ooh. Listen, I completely agree. I think I think it literally is like you just went on a vanilla wafer bag and you went like that.
Shot some orange.
Like a real fat person on a diet. My expectation, because of the combination of liquids.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it kind of low. If I'm being completely honest.
That's fair.
Because I just never had anything like it. I've never mixed any of our Japanese whiskey with any of our bourbons ever.
I just want to say it's very, very unique to just be like, you know what? Let's blend these two things.
Well,
and as from a person that I don't know how much bourbon Brendan Schaub drinks, but to go be like, I like bourbon, let's take Japanese whiskey and put them together and see what happens.
Schaub was a big Japanese whiskey guy. That's where the Japanese part comes from.
Okay.
I don't actually know fully where the bourbon blending part comes from.
Yeah.
But I remember like a year or 2 years ago, he was sponsored by a Japanese whiskey company.
Okay.
For like a year.
The longer this sits, the more tobacco I get out of it. Like it's.
I think that's
like
malt.
Yeah, it's getting a little spicier, more tobacco out of it.
I think it's malty. Here's the thing. Here's how I would phrase this. If you like malty whiskey, this is really. I actually think this is really good.
Yeah.
If you really don't like high malt blends or high malt whiskeys, if you're not hyper into Chattanooga's high malted barley recipes, like there are some industry whiskeys in America that are high malted barleys.
Yep.
If you like those, there's a high chance, high probability you like this because that malted barley shines through big time. I think it's damn good. I like those whiskeys though. So I think in the price range, dude, and it's almost 100 proof, which is a pretty damn nice proof. We really have been kind of fucking chilling around the hundreds lately.
Got a grade?
Grade? I'll give it a B.
Minus.
I'm going solid B.
I'm gonna go B minus.
Crushable. No, I think that it's pretty damn well blended. Personally, I think that it's nice and balanced. Nothing super spiky and sharp and hateful. And
I want to try it with a cigar really bad.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like a nice Connecticut wrapper, like something super chill. Nice little American sun grown or something like
cigar.
that. Little cigar action, something nice and light.
I don't know, man. I think this what's it called when you not meet, it exceeded my expectations.
There you go. Yeah.
I think it did exceed my expectations.
Were your expectations very low though?
They were pretty low. The Japanese whiskey is finished in Mizunara barrels, which is interesting. You said that?
At the beginning of the review when I read it.
Cheers, everybody. We're the Bourbon Junkies.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It's a pretty damn good whiskey, honestly. Very crushable.
Yeah.
Good breakfast whiskey.
Yeah, honestly. That wouldn't be bad in the morning. A little coffee, a little bit of that.
I do feel like if you got a couple, 1-2 dudes sit down
and
share a bottle of whiskey,
we're done.
You could probably kill this thing.
Oh, easy.
It's so drinkable.
Schaub said that him and Rogan drank a whole bottle during the
What?
podcast.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
That is, but I feel like you could do it. Feels doable.